Hello and welcome back to the channel. DIY DIECAST here. Today I wanted to show you a massive project that I just completed, and if you can't tell what you're looking at, I'm standing way across the room here to try to fit this whole size of this humongous custom built cubby style loose 1/64 scale die-cast display. And I completely built this by hand, cut all the pieces, put this together in a space of only 4 feet by 6 feet. This shelf holds 420 1/64 scale die-cast cars. And I thought this may be of interest to you if you are looking at a way or some options to display your 1/64 scale die-cast vehicles. Maybe you find the acrylic cases that you've seen attached to walls and some other channels can be a sometimes expensive way to go if you're trying to display this much loose die-cast. And they're usually intended to be for something else. A lot of those acrylic displays you see, they were actually made for like fishing tackle. And the cubbies are a little bit bigger than they need to be. Or they're made for craft supplies, and people have removed the lids and screwed them to the walls. They look absolutely wonderful with die-cast in them, but they just don't maximize the amount of die-cast that you could get because they weren't specifically designed for your die-cast 1/64 scale cars. So I'm gonna come in a little bit closer here, and I don't know, it's gonna look kind of like maze-like and or whatnot, but this is the finished product, and 420 spots in there to hold a whole lot of loose die-cast cars. And I have some die-cast here at arm's length that I'll go ahead and stick in a few of these slots just to give you an idea of what these can hold. Now this is one of those, this is a Matchbox Volkswagen van here. Matchboxes tend to be a little bit larger of a casting than your typical Hot Wheels models or whatnot. So this is a good size 1/64 scale casting, and it fits in there just perfectly. There's a little bit of space all the way around it. And then here it's a very large one. It's a 1/32 scale, actually, is what this is. This is a 1/32 scale car. And so it's a little bit bigger than your 1/64 scale. You'll get an idea holding it next to that van. It is a bit bigger. And it's a little tight in some of these, but on the end, I had a little bit more space, and it fits perfectly in there. So I can even get some larger scale die-cast in there. And then, of course, for all the regular size die-cast in between, there's a Masto 454 Chevy SS. Fits very nicely. And then even when you get into something a little bigger, like your K5 Blazers, still gonna fit just fine. The materials that I used to build this shelf are these, I got some scrap pieces here. It's this plaster and lath board. It's very thin. It's about 1/4 inch by 1.5 inches wide. These usually come in a bundle at your hardware store. They're around $18 for 10. And that's all the middle pieces that you see for all the cubbies in the center there. And then for the outside part of the frame or whatnot, these side pieces here, you'll notice they're a little bit bigger, and they are this 1/2 inch by 1.5-inch boards. And I think I bought these 6 in a pack. They were 8 foot long for around like $12 or whatnot. Total cost of this project to build this 420 cubicle shelf for 1/64 scale die cast. I gotta get way back to fit this whole thing in there. That's how big it is. But the total cost of this was around $80. And keep in mind that those acrylic ones that you see that some people have attached to their walls, they usually only hold about 12 cars. And those can cost around $20. So this is a very, the most bang for your buck. And it gets the size down so specifically that you can maximize in any space that you have the amount of die cast that you can fit by doing this. This is very time consuming. That's the worst part. I'm not gonna lie to you. I built the frame first on the wall, and then I started from the bottom and slowly worked my way up. And I gotta tell you, by the time I got to about here, around that 8th row or so, I was already losing interest in the project quite a bit. But I was kind of too far in and had to go ahead and finish it. And luckily, thankfully, I pushed through and did finish it and didn't decide to come up with something else, because I'm very happy with the results at the end. This is going to allow me to display an amazing mount, 420 cars in this 4 by 6 foot space. Just incredible. So if you've got some time on your hands, now it took me more time than it needed to, because I had to do a lot of adjusting in my plans. Things weren't going like I had originally engineered them to, and I had to change some things, make a couple of trips back and forth to the hardware store. But the next one, if I choose to build another one and don't go some other route, because it was quite time consuming, I could do a lot faster than this one. But if you know what you're doing, you cut everything in advance, maximize your efficiency in that kind of way, get a system down, you could build this thing in about 6 hours. By the time you cut all these boards and sand them down, it's going to take some time. I glued every single one of them in, every one of them. I mean, you're going to be about 6 to 8 hours in this thing. But if you got the time, you're only doing it once, and it should last a lifetime. So, yeah, there it is. If you're interested in this is just another idea of how you could display a whole lot of die cast in a very small amount of space. Also, if you're a regular to the channel or a subscriber, it's been about a week or so since there has been any new content since this video. I do apologize for that, but this room I've been painting. I chose the Hot Wheels blue theme, and I'm building these cubbies and getting all sorts of other things ready in this room, where this will be the new set for the show. And up to this point, you've seen me making all my videos and customizing the die cast at a table, and you've seen my hands doing everything and me talking and explaining everything. And in the upcoming future videos, I should be done with all of this in just the next few days, I'll be physically in the videos at that point, and not just peeking over the fence like Mr. Wilson, if you're familiar with home improvement. I'll reveal myself in an upcoming video, and this place will be looking a lot more like a die cast set, and we'll get right back into unboxing all the die cast and doing all those great wheel swaps and customizations. So if you like that kind of stuff and you're interested in that content, please subscribe so you don't miss the progress in the upcoming videos. Until next time, thanks for watching.